don't worry, we've buried the hatchet, so welcome to The One Show with my very best buddy, Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones.
And, of course, the man who has brought us together, TV's most notorious ringmaster, it's Jerry Springer!
You guys are back together again. I'm glad all the fighting is over because I get so upset.
Well, and
when
then I got his
fighting.
name wrong, can you believe it?
Goodness, how many years have we worked together?
I know,
Anyway, let's
3.
let's not go there, we'll start arguing again. Anyway, we have to say happy 70th birthday
Yes,
for a couple of
happy
weeks
birthday.
ago.
That's why they chant Jerry, Jerry. They have to repeat it so I remember my name. See, when you get to be 70, it would, you know, that's...
Yeah.
Now I hope they start yelling out my address so I know how to get home.
It's a good
Now,
age.
it's not been a good week, has it, for a British talk show host out in the States? Now, Piers Morgan, his show on CNN has been canned due to, they say, poor ratings. Would you take over that show, Jerry, do you think?
No. Well, first of all, it's a different network.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm
All
employed
right.
by... So that's not even an issue. But beyond that, I think Piers did a really good job. But...
So why do you think it didn't work out, then?
Well, why does any show work or not work?
Yeah.
In other words, we don't know. There is no formula to a successful show, because if there was a formula, there'd be no failures. Everyone would just follow that formula. So you never know. And television is changing. The format may be much more difficult now. People are used to television being very quick, images, quick. You know, and now all of a sudden you're sitting down talking to someone for an extended period. It's hard to keep people's attention anymore.
Yeah.
You know, everything has to be within 30 seconds.
On that very note, we'll move on because we want to keep the energy going, and we'll come back to this very point
Are you
later on as we
serious?
go.
Can I stay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got an
you
hour
can
tonight,
stay.
Jerry.
Really?
Yes! Don't be worried.
Yeah. So you were saying you were born in London, but
Yes.
then your parents took you over to the States in about 1949.
Yeah, I left when I was 5, when I found out I couldn't be king, actually, and I was ticked off about it. I said, I'm out of here. Now I go to America and I can't be president. Yeah, there I am.
There you are. And from a very early age, Jerry, they really encouraged you to get into politics, didn't they?
Well, politics, public issues were very much a part of our family's life, because most of my family was exterminated in the concentration camps during World War II. So it wasn't just something we once in a while talked about. It was always on our mind. And I think out of that, I developed this interest of politics. Yeah, this is exactly when we came over.
I read this little interesting story that it was your dad who encouraged you to talk about one story that you've read in the newspaper.
Every night at dinner, we would sit around, you know, have dinner together, and everyone in the family had to talk about one story they read in the newspaper that day.
Idea.
Yeah.
And of course, when I was a little boy, I used to talk always about sports, about in America baseball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then eventually I started moving up to the earlier pages of the newspaper and started talking about political things. So
And then you became, was it the mayor of Cincinnati?
I was the mayor of Cincinnati, yeah. And that
Wow.
was in the 70s.
Yeah.
I was very young. I was the boy mayor, they called me.
Yeah.
And at 11 o'clock at night, they used to run a little crawl at the bottom of the screen. It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your mayor is?
Really?
You know, like where your children.
Yeah.
But what an achievement, though, so young.
Yeah, I think people voted for me because they just wanted to know where I was. You know, I don't know. No, yeah, the people were really nice. They voted for me, and I loved it. It's the best job I ever had, by the way, being a mayor.
Really?
Best job, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, because, first of all, it's important. And secondly, of any political job, at least in America, it's, except for the presidency, it's the one job that's really hands-on.
Yeah.
You're not just debating issues. You're not just talking about philosophy. You're picking up the garbage, running a police department, running a fire department, running schools.
Yeah.
You're really hands-on in everything that happens.
And that really was the top of the tree for you, because you couldn't run for president because you, as you were saying, you were born here in Highgate.
So what happens, I wind up doing this very uplifting show.
But the best mayor story we love is back in 1981, when apparently, we don't know whether it's true, but you wrestled a bear. Now,
Well-
please explain.
Well, it was for a fundraiser.
Okay.
You know, when you're in the mayor's office, and maybe it's the same thing even in television, you know, your assistant comes in and says, hey, we just got a call. They want you to do this or that. It's 4 months from now. And I said, well, put it on the calendar. It was to raise money for a charity, and every minute that I could stay in the ring with this bear, I would raise $10,000.
Brilliant. We don't know whether that would be allowed these days.
Well, and it was live.
Well.
It was covered live on the news. And when I got there, I was frightened.
I bet
But
you were.
Do you know-
I'm the mayor. I can't start crying. And I can't. It's live on the 6 o'clock news. And all stations went to it. And the crowd is cheering and yelling, and I'm scared to death.
Jerry, I would love to see this.
I
wouldn't
would
you,
love
Al?
to see it.
Shall we put it on?
Yeah.
You actually have it?
Well, we think this is it.
Wow!
Was that Hey, we're good, Jerry. We're good.
I'll tell you, I had that bear scared. You know what happened? For the first 2 rounds, I'm dancing around. It's going okay, because the trainer says you can just play around. He won't hurt you, but don't touch his nose. So after 2 rounds, I figure I got this thing licked.
You didn't. You
I'll
didn't.
just touch his nose. Touch the nose. Boom! And I was wearing glasses. Well, I always wear glasses, and I really was hurt. I mean, you know, but you can't cry.
Wow.
No, of course
And
not.
he's on me. You didn't show the end of the tape. And they're trying to pull him off. And I go, oh, it was horrible.
Brilliant. What a claim to fame.
But you got the
I
money for
wrestled a
charity.
bear.
You
His
got the
name
money
was
for charity.
Victor, now that I remember.
That's all coming back now.
550 pounds. You wrestle a bear.
You probably would do a little here. Anyway, time.
Have you ever had a man on all fours barking like a dog on your show?
Look
We
at
have.
Yes. See, this show, people are going to say, oh, my God, did you see on the one? They had a man who...
I know.
I apologize.
I mean, so as we were saying now,
Yes.
at the age of 70, I mean, you're still going. You obviously can't.
Yeah,
stop.
but I
You love it.
obviously
But
can't stand on 2 feet anymore.
But what is it about this show that does make you want to continue, Jerry?
It's pure fun. I mean,
Right.
that's the honest answer. I don't want to retire and just sit around. So, and people obviously still like the show, otherwise it wouldn't keep being on. We're in our 23rd year. So it's
incredible,
fun.
yeah.
And
Yes,
it's, you know,
of course.
so I enjoy doing it. I enjoy entertaining. I mean, that's, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I go downstairs because just want something to eat or a glass of milk or something. So I open the refrigerator, the light bulb goes on, I do 5 minutes.
Brilliant. But so many episodes. Can you remember a favourite episode, or maybe the funniest or the happiest?
Well, the craziest, because I never know what the show's about, I'm not allowed to know the subject matter. The craziest was the guy who married his horse.
What?
But we did a follow-up show because the horse left him. So
Wow.
A man
hang on.
married his horse.
he did. He lived outside. He lived in Missouri, about
Right.
50 miles outside of St. Louis. And we actually went to his home, and the hallways were extra wide because the horse lived indoors with him.
Wow.
But I didn't know this, you know, because I just go out there, and we start off the show, and I said, here's Bob, and there's this middle-aged man sitting in a chair like any other show starts. What's going on, Bob? Well, I'm having problems with the neighbors. Why? They don't like my wife. Why don't they like your wife? I don't know. She keeps to herself. She doesn't bother me. And then I say, because all I have in my card are the names, I said, well, all right, let's meet Pixel.
Never.
And out comes this horse.
So you
I
have
thought I was
no
going to have
clue?
a heart attack. Oh, yeah, they don't tell me.
Wow.
So Pixel, but here's what was really sick, as if the rest wasn't. Every time I stood between Bob and Pixel, Pixel would nudge me out of the way. In other words, Pixel wanted the line of sight.
Was Bob really bad looking?
No, well, I did say to Pixel, I said, why the long face?
Of course you did. I can't imagine it.
I'll be here all week.
What a
We're going to
man.
leave it there.
Oh,
If you
God.
want your fix of Jerry, though, you can see the 16th series, which is currently running on the CBS reality channel on Sky, Freesat or Virgin.